This is literally the only, like, trend.
Was that here last time?
What?
That trend?
No. What was? Was that? Yes, because you, yeah. This is the only trend I think I can get on board with, you guys. Like, the part in the middle, can't do it. The mom jeans, can't do it. The high-waisted things, can't do it. But this?
I can do all the things.
Yeah, she can do all the things.
I love the high. Oh my god, you guys, I can't get my drink.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to turn her into a contortionist.
Cheers! Happy Tequila Talk Tuesday.
End of November. Ugh.
No, not last week's. There was one drink.
No, that was last. No, it wasn't. It was the weekend. It was the week before.
Yeah.
That was gross. It was, yes, I put too much tequila in it, but also
it was a nasty, like, knockoff meal.
Yeah, well, it was stevia. It was stevia. It was stevia based, and it was just nasty. But you could taste, like, it tasted like aspartame to me. I didn't like it.
Hashtag ad.
Right?
Okay.
I like this hat, you guys. I'm pro hat today.
I like it.
Okay. First of all, what I really like that the last 4 episodes have kind of like
meshed.
Yeah, they've like flowed into each other, which I feel is it's very aligned. I'm all about alignment, you guys. Like, whatever that means.
Music,
right? Where's the angelic choir?
Yeah.
You know? Yes, so I'm really happy that everything like flowed all into like,
because last week we talked very much about accountability and goal setting, and like we kind of like teeter-tottered on the topic that we want to talk about today, which is like not necessarily deadlines, but like big picture.
Yeah, like staying focused on, because I mean, I know for me especially, I know that you're less like this, but for me, I feel I get stressed out, I get anxiety ridden, I get very, and then because of all of that, like culminating, yeah, that's the right word, I end up procrastinating on the things that I should be doing. And it's because it's because when I'm goal oriented, I get stressed out, I overthink, or deadlines loom, I get very anxiety ridden. So for me, I stay very results oriented. So there's a bigger picture of where I want to be, of what I want my business and my life and what I want to achieve. There is a bigger picture and there is a result that I want to achieve. There's not necessarily a deadline, there's not a path to get there. Every episode, man.
Popular girl.
Apparently. There's no deadline, there's no direct path, there's no steps. It's just a feeling and a result that I want to get.
And that's what's her driving factor.
Yes, because I mean, like, and we talked about this before, and I still like hold to it. Like, I was telling Jerry about it. I legit see myself walking across a stage with lights blaring at me, like I'm imagining it right now, in my awesome pink blazer, because I fucking love it.
With maybe a hat.
Maybe a hat. Big, long, like, luscious hair. But like walking out onto a stage, to a sold out house of like thousands of women, where I'm there to literally empower them and teach them how to live their best lives and talk about how amazing they are. And I'm getting goosebumps right now, but that's my vision. I literally want to be the Tony Robbins of the femininity world, because I'm so passionate about this industry, and I'm so passionate about uplifting and empowering. And it started with lashes. It started with lashes, me helping women feel good and feel beautiful about themselves. And that's where I want to go.
And it's easier well, not easier, but we talked about this, for you to, like, envisioning that and like manifesting it, and really like visualization is so key in something like this.
Yeah.
And Amber's been on stage, like she was an opera singer, like she knows that feeling.
Yeah.
So to be able to sit down and actually know what that feels like is huge, and that helps to drive her. And even though she doesn't have necessarily a deadline for this, and she doesn't have the step-by-steps yet, it makes you more open to when opportunities come.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yes, this will feed into my future, and this will feed into my end goal. And she's just more open-minded about everything that comes into life. And even if you can't see the direct relation now, you know it's a step further in that process.
I mean, look at my lash business, man. Like, I've been doing lashes for 7 years. And then I started lash coaching. I lash coached for 1 year. And then after a year, I was like, this isn't for me. I don't want to do this. I don't want to lash coach anymore. But I like the concept of coaching, and there were parts of my lash coaching business, like the mindset and the empowerment and the feeling good and the positivity and all of that stuff, that I really, really latched onto. And my business coach at the time said, you can feel the change when you start talking about those things. You can feel the change that you're going, and that what you're talking about is really passionate. So I never knew that lash coaching and launching Lash Queen University would propel me into doing this. Like, you don't know, right? And so if I was stuck on the details of how to accomplish a goal, I'd be stuck forever, because things change, opportunities change, and steps change. Like, I don't know. And like I told Jenna this, I don't know where this is going. I don't know what this is going to be. Like right now, I'm here, and here's my visualization. My business coach called it a mind movie, because he would watch it over and over and over again. So here's my mind movie and the feelings, and I have that, and I hold on to that, and I literally think about it every day, and not on purpose. And here I am, all of this stuff in the middle, no idea what the fuck it's going to look like, none. But the more I do, and the more I just keep pushing forward on and following the nudges that I have, or listening to advice from people that I really resonate with, the more it turns into something. I just don't know what it's going to look like.
Yeah, and it kind of snowballs. And in situations like, you know, sometimes people tell you to have a goal and then do the steps backward to figure it out, but sometimes you can't do that because it's not seen yet. And
honestly, how do you work backwards from being on a stage? Like, how do you work backwards from that?
Well, and I think that it allows you to be malleable, like to move as things move, because like I have learned so much this last year that like you can't perfectly plan out your life, because fucking the world's gonna show you, like throw you a curveball, like a fucking global pandemic, and that, you know, you have to rethink your whole career, and like that is okay, that is fine. But like if you were so set, like I need to do this by this age, blah, 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 you would be so fucked if a global pandemic comes in and screws you over.
Or even a move, like a job transfer, getting into a car accident, like you don't know.
Yeah, so having that mind movie and being able to move with your life, like how it's going, and be able to like, I don't know, keep moving through it like freaking liquid and not be so stuck. And I don't know, I think that just makes it so much more empowering to know that you're just gonna keep getting opportunities and make the decision in that moment of like, okay, is this decision going to get me closer to my end goal? Yes or no? Yes? Sweet, let's do it.
But it also could be like based on feeling. Like I think with the way I manifest things and the way I do things, it's fucking scary, because I have to have a lot of faith and a lot of trust that what I'm doing in the moment is going to propel me toward this mind movie. And it may or may not, but in that moment, if it feels good to me and it feels like I'd be accomplishing something, my mindset is always, okay, I'm gonna do this, and it's this or something better, or what can I learn from this? Like, it might not be the right move to move towards standing but
it's going to be better than doing nothing.
It'll be better than doing nothing, and I could be learning something from that experience that is going to propel me towards that.
Yeah, and that lesson might be something that you're going to need in the future.
Exactly. So like, I mean, like, and think about this too. The fact that I was a competitive opera singer. The fact that I've been on stage at, my mom and I were talking about this, and she goes, at 8 years old, standing on stage at the Jubilee Auditorium or the Jack Singer in front of thousands of people, singing alone by myself at 8 years old. What, in that moment, I didn't know that experience and those experiences with like my competitions after, but I didn't know that that type of feeling would be something that I would think about at 31.
Yeah.
31? 32? I don't know. I'm 25 forever. But I didn't know that that experience would propel me to that. I also didn't think that lashes would be something that would propel me to that. I didn't, like, you don't know what any of these experiences propel you towards unless you're, like, until you get there and you're looking back at in hindsight.
Yeah.
So I'm very much, I admire people that can set goals and crush them via deadlines. Like you and my friend Jordan, like both of you can like crush deadline goals. And it's great. I can't do that. It stresses me out. And I won't be able to do that. I am not a productive human being. I'm also the type of person that can't see the steps ahead. Like it's not I don't know. It's just, I don't know. My mom always says that I'm not a logical person. I'm a very creative person. Hilarious. Okay. My mom pegged me before I did. I'm just realizing that now. But she says I'm not a logical person. I don't put logic into things. I do everything by feeling, and I'm a very emotional person. So me having a list of what to do and checking it off every day, while helpful, does not
fuel you.
No. And I can't make decisions that way.
Yeah.
It gives me like structure and like what I want to focus on. But going through a daily to-do list is not something that I find valuable.
And that's where I'm like, list
Yeah.
everywhere on my wall is list. I check it off and I'm like, fucking right.
And don't get me wrong, I do feel good when I check things off.
Yeah.
But like
it's different. Like people are so different.
Like I will make a list of things to do, and like my notebook at home is full of to-do lists where only like 3 of them are checked off. because sometimes it takes me longer to do things, and I think if I was the type of person that obsessed over that to-do list, I'd be up till 1 in the morning finishing things every day because I just write down so much. And then I feel bad about it not accomplishing it. But then if I look back in hindsight, usually those things kind of get resolved and finished throughout like the week, and I don't even realize it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's like in business, like people, like you look at like partnerships, and the most successful partnerships, the ones that last, like they have different strengths and weaknesses. And like, I don't know, I just look at like relationships too, and like outside of business.
Look at you and me. You and me are like we're very similar when it comes to like knowing what we want, business driven, in the aesthetics world, in the beauty world. Like we're both very similar in that way, but like when it comes down to like core wise, you can speak on one side, and I like you're a very, I feel like you're a very like brass-tacks. I have a goal, big goals. I have a like, you know how to get there. Like you already have an idea in your head on how to get there, and you are malleable. You will change, but at least you have like a change that you can change into. You know what I mean? Like you know what. Whereas I'm very like ethereal and like. Yeah. I do what feels good, and like me quitting my job, that was the most feel good thing ever. Most people would be like, oh my god, you just gave up like a guaranteed salary, or like I don't know, like I'm that type of person that when it's like, okay, I have an example, and actually this is okay. So I've been working for somebody else contracting with somebody else, helping them kind of grow their business, and it's been okay. It has not fueled me at all. And then once my contract ended, it was like immediate. It was like an immediate like, oh, I can do things. I got more done in 3 days than I had in 3 months because I don't.
That's where I think it's huge. The whole like the why, like the whole your purpose behind things. If it is only money, it's not going to get you anywhere. No. It's not going to get you anywhere. You can
make money picking up garbage on the side of the road. Okay?
Yeah, but if that is like you're like, I'm gonna do this to make a shit ton of money. Okay, cool, but that cannot be the only reason. And like I have listened to enough successful people to know that no one has had that mindset. It has been a driver initially for sure, but is that what has gotten them over their finish line?
But it hasn't been. But like if you talk to any successful person or any person that actually just wants to make money, talk to somebody who isn't making what they want to make and they're feeling down in the dumps. You talk to that person and they say, "Oh, I just want to make more money." Why? And when they start listing off the things, they don't necessarily want more money. They want the freedom and the options that come with the money.
Yeah.
They want the feeling of feeling stable, of being free, or of having options, being able to travel whenever they want, giving their kids opportunities. They don't necessarily want the money. So money aside, if you can focus on even just that, is like providing yourself with a better life and having money as a tool rather than the thing and the goal, it just changes everything. Because I feel like, well, I like that you and I are both in the service industry, both in real estate and in lashes and in the femininity. Like we're both very service-based, so we understand that serving people is how we're gonna make our money. And at the same time, we also like being of service. We talked about this one episode too, where you felt, when we were empowering, you felt called to help a client even though you couldn't, maybe not financially, but the service was more important than the money that you're spending. And I feel like that is something that's super important, especially as an entrepreneur and as a business woman, is remembering that service and the impact that we have is more beneficial than the money. And because we have that mindset, it comes back to us.
And then we get the money. Like in real estate, like I had these clients and we looked at so many houses over a weekend, and I'm so weird in the sense that like I love it when people are so specific about what they want, because then you know real fast if a house is something that they want or don't want. Like you walk in and I'm like, nope, don't even waste your time, because I know it's not gonna be good. But like I love that challenge of like, because I am a list driven person. I'm like, hey, we need this, and this, and like finding it. And then once you find it, I want to do everything that I can to make that deal come together. As a result of that, I am doing it because I want that from my clients, and as a result of that, I'm going to then get paid for it. But that money is not what's driving me. It's that
satisfaction
of
helping your client,
and getting exactly what they want
and getting their dream home realized. That's the thing, and that's what I love about the femininity industry on my side, is that when I don't want to just take your money and then just give you a bunch of workbooks, you know what I mean? Like that's not what it is. I want to be there. I want to see you bloom. I want to see you like come into this realization of who you are and own your power. Like that is so exciting to me, because then that's the service. I see this person changing into, and so that makes the money worth it. Obviously I don't want to work for peanuts, because I mean, who does, and who can afford that in this day and age? However, the service base, what does Tony Robbins say? Be so committed to service that's your driving force, or something like that. Like he does not care. What is it, Kate? What's that thing? What is he doing now? Tony Robbins, I love him. Tony Robbins is now researching how to get his essence, his mind
uploaded to live forever.
But not just because he wants to live forever, because he's vain, because he wants to continue helping people.
He wants to service people always.
How beautiful is that?
Yeah.
And I feel like as a woman, especially because we talked about the definition of femininity, the nurturing part, the emotional part, the very, I feel like all women on some level are empathetic. That sort of drive and that sort of connection and that sort of service-basedness, there's no word for it, is what makes female entrepreneurs so successful.
Yeah, amen. Yeah, that was it. Amen.
So that's like my spiel today, because I've recently come into this, like I said, ever since that contract ended, it was just a weight, and I got shit done, and I was like, I signed up for a bunch of free training, and I was like, my notebook is full of things, and I finally have a direction on where I want to go. I don't know the whole outlook of it, but I have a direction, and I know how I want to feel when I achieve this, and it's all because of the journey and the service that I'm going to be providing someone that's going to propel me towards my mind.
And so for Amber, it's not a deadline, it's not necessarily the nitpicky goals, it is that feeling of serving.
I'm unattached.
It's that feeling of serving other people, and that feeling of that end result.
Yep.
End result.
It's very formal.
And that's where, again, like the last episode, we talked about like the differences of people, and this is another one where just look within yourself and what drives you, like what is motivating you, and know that it can be different for different people, and we are a perfect example of that.
Recognize the difference. I feel like that too is that my goals for Lash Queen University were very, very different. My mind movie for Lash Queen University was literally just getting lots of clients, and that's what happened. But it didn't feel as fulfilling as this mind movie does. There's a significant difference.
Yeah, and that's exciting.
Yeah.
Like so exciting.
And it gives me heart palpitations because I don't know what's gonna happen. And that's the thing too, that's how fucking scary is that? I have no idea what's gonna happen. No idea. Everything's all up in the air. Like, am I gonna run out of money? Maybe. Who knows?
But then she'll get it all back.
Well, exactly. And I'm gonna be pushing forward. Like my end goal and my service base, not only to my clients, is to provide my family with a better life, to help support my husband when he's, like it's not just about me, but it is about me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love it. That was it.
So focus on that feeling, focus on the end result, and hold on to that and let that be your driving force.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Cheers.